Hey everyone, got a minute to unpack the stuff that I spoke about yesterday. I said, just give me some comments on what you know about me, what you think you know about me, based on seeing me on stage, knowing me in person, or both. And I want to thank the immediate responses that I got. And yeah, to unpack this, probably take more than a short little video. And by the way, this has not got a minute, this has got a few minutes. I wanted to make and drive home a point. And first of all, I want to thank everybody for the cool things that they said. I want to thank you, first of all. I didn't actually go for that, but I did go for it. Let me explain. So I actually wanted to know how you see me, because what I'm trying to get at is we see people a certain way based on their persona and what the public sees, what your friends see, what your colleagues see. And we somehow compare ourselves to those people. And that's why I think a lot of men, especially men, don't want to talk about their feelings. They don't want to talk about things that is not working in their lives. And they do that because they fear that they're going to look less than somebody else who's living the life, okay? I just want to let you know, nobody's living the life. You know, if you really look at it, everybody's got problems. Everybody's got hassles. So I thought it would be a great thing when people say things like, and I've got all the pages open here, the one thing that came up a lot was authentic, real, genuine, and true. Now, that is a major, major compliment. However, do you really think that there are times when I don't feel authentic? Do you think that there are times when I am not really myself? All the time. Someone once said the hardest thing to be is to be yourself. You've got to remind yourself every single day to be you, because what happens, we start playing these roles, don't we? We start playing the role of the boyfriend or the husband or the boss, the manager, the know-it-all, the smart person, the kind, the confident, and we start playing these roles. And every single day we have to remind ourselves that we are not our labels, we are not our titles, we are not where we stay. We are genuine people. And I think that is the hardest thing. So just to let you know, those people who say authentic and genuine, I do try. But here's the thing, it's hard work. It's hard work not to fall into things that the establishment want or that society does. It's hard work to get a Facebook post and not just attack, because you've got to sit back and you've got to go, but hang on, that's what the bad part of me would be, but that's not me. That's the ugly part of me. What would the genuine part of me, the part that comes from love, light, and laughter? Remember, love, light, and laughter, my brand. Number one, if you're not doing it out of love, don't do it. Try and shed light into things that people don't want to talk about, and you got to have some fun. So love, light, and laughter. But you know how many times you get angry? Do you know how many times you get disappointed? I'll give you some place where I was disappointed. We had our last general election, and listen to this. 70% of the people eligible to vote. Now, here I'm going to stand on some toes. Some people say authentic, unapologetically honest, outspoken about the truth. Well, let me do that one. And our last general election, or our municipal elections around the country, 70% of people eligible to vote didn't bother to vote. 70% didn't bother to vote. Of the 30% that did bother to vote, 15%, half of them, actually voted for the status quo. In other words, the hospitals closing down, no money, the state captures, the Eskom, the blackouts, the power failures, everything that we're going through. 50% of those people who actually went to vote, which only made up 30%, actually said, things are cool, let's keep it the same. Now, the other 15%, they didn't even all go and take their votes and give it to one place where they could actually think they could make a difference. Out of those 15% who actually did go and vote for change, they basically spread their votes over a whole bunch of people. And you have no idea the problems that creates. Now, the authentic me wants to get onto the social media, and the authentic me wants to just lash out. But what's that going to help? And another thing, is that really me? Or should I sit back and go, you know what? It is what it is. Now, and someone says somebody said, and the one I like, by the way, Zelda said criticism and rejection. Sometimes you have an idea, it might be a brilliant one or a bad one, but you fear because of criticism and rejection. So let's move from authentic to criticism and rejection. It dovetails nicely. I think everybody wants to be liked. I think that's a natural instinct of people. In fact, I don't think it, I know it. We all need, not want, we all need to be liked, loved, accepted, and respected. It's a need we have inside ourselves. Therefore, any form of rejection is what we avoid. However, it's very difficult not to get rejected. Listen, if you don't want to get rejected, don't do anything. If you don't want to get rejected, don't say anything. If you don't want to get rejected, don't get out of bed, stay at home. Don't make waves, go with the flow. If you don't want to be rejected, never try anything, because you will never have rejection, you'll never have disappointment, and you'll never have failure. But part of living is that you're going to get different points of view. Part of living is that you're going to get people seeing the world based on their color glasses. In other words, what they are getting out of it. And you're going to get rejection, and you're going to get it. Now, here's the thing. I always say, you should really worry about criticism and rejection when it comes to your customers. So yes, people say, I don't worry what people think. What a lot of bullshit. You've got to worry what people think, especially when they're your customers and they're going to refer people to you. So you have to worry about criticism and rejection when it comes to things like that. Here's another thing. We're living now in a cancel culture. And we have to be very, very careful of what we say and the words we say, because all of a sudden somebody will just pipe up and say, well, he's a so-and-so, he's a such and such, she's a such and such, and then they'll start canceling you. So here's the thing. It's all very well and good being authentic. It's all very well and good trying to speak your mind. But there's a line that you can't cross. Well, you can cross it, but at the end of the day, that is going to hurt your business. Now, when it comes to true rejection, there's only 2 or 3 people. There's 5 people. 5 people in my life who I worry about being rejected by. And I promise you, they're my customers. So the 4 or 5 people in my life, those are the people who I really worry what they think. Okay? The other people that I worry what they think, and I really worry about criticism, are my customers, are my true loyal customers, the people out there who have seen something in me and my brand and what I do. And I worry if I inadvertently say something that is genuinely going to offend or hurt, but that's not me. So let's go back to authentic. Going back to authentic means that you are who you are. And if you are who you are and you try and be that authentic person every day, you are going to come from a place of love, kindness, and helping. You just can't help it. I believe that is our natural core instinct, to love, to be kind, to be helpful. I believe that most South Africans are very kind. They're very helpful people. They're very, if there's a problem, they'll want to go and help. I believe most South Africans come from that place. However, I also know that you've got to be careful what you say. Hey, in this country, whistleblowers, people who criticize people for breaking the law, how's that turn out for them? Now, that doesn't mean you mustn't be a whistleblower. It doesn't mean you mustn't criticize. It doesn't mean that you can't be sensitive to criticism. And I'll be the first to admit, I am sensitive to criticism, especially when it is justified. Especially when I have made a mistake, especially when I have been uninformed, and all of a sudden I get a whole bunch of new information and I realize I overstepped the bounds. I wasn't thinking about other people who might be suffering. I didn't see it from that point of view. So it's a balancing act. But all of this comes down to one thing. Don't look at people and try and think that they are perfect, or that they can take criticism, or that they don't care, or that one of the comments that I got quite a lot was courageous, strong, positive, direct. Well, that's what I try and be. But a lot of it, people are saying that it's courage, and I'm very courageous and very brave. No. Let's be honest. I'm going to be honest. There are times when I'm scared. There are times when I'm very scared. There are times when I don't know where the next paycheck's coming from. And there are times in my life when there's been no paychecks coming in. And like a lot of men out there. So here's basically the thing. Yes, I can't tell you that I'm not a confident person. I can't. I'd be lying. Do I get self-doubt? Do I have times when I'm not confident? Do I have times when I'm actually physically scared? Yes. Do I have times when I think that something's not going to work? Yes. And do I have times when things don't work? Yes. In other words, I fail at things. I get scared of things. I got to try every single day to be authentic. Every day I try and be authentic. And that takes a lot of work, because you get pulled into these factions, into these beliefs, these ideologies, the way that society and people around you want you to act. You also get pulled into losing your authenticity by having to be the person that other people expect you to be. So all of these wonderful comments that I've got on all the social media sites now, this is a tough thing to live up to, because that's the perception people have of you. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're true. They might be true. A lot of them might have things of truth in them. Some of them might be absolutely true, unless they are not. On days when you don't feel strong, on days when you do get angry, on days where things are just not funny. Sometimes you can look at something, people say you're funny, you're a hoot, you're that. Hey, sometimes things are not funny. Sometimes you look at things in life and you just want to cry. Now, I realize that the gift there is to try and take that and turn it into fun, and you get certain comedians that are brilliant at doing that. I don't know where that comes from, and you know what? There's a lot of days when I'm not a fun guy. I'm a mushroom, fun guy, get it? Yeah, so my message to you today is, guys, gentlemen out there, it's okay to be scared. It really is. It's okay not to be confident all of the time. And most importantly, sometimes we put on this role that we play. For example, we play the role of dad. And dad must be the fun guy. Dad must be or it can be done. And let's go play. Let's have fun. I'm the disciplinarian. That's a role that we play. Sometimes we play the role of CEO or CFO or COO or some main O. And that's a role that we play. But as long as we can at certain times understand that within that role, we have to find our authenticity. That's the journey. And I don't get it right. I've got to tell you, I don't get it right a lot. I have to remind myself on a daily basis. So that's what this whole thing is about. It's about saying to you out there, it's okay to be scared. It's normal to be scared. What we do with that fear, whole different video. What we do when we're not feeling confident, whole different video. Who do you speak to? But here's the thing, don't deny it. But most importantly, find out who you are. Find out your true north. And then you know what, when you get criticized, that you know who you are, you can actually take it. So here's the thing, I honestly believe that life is a whole bunch of oxymorons, or somebody said oxymorons. You know, military, intelligence, working government, you know, that type of stuff. So what you've got to do is you've got to love criticism, because it sets you on the right path. You've got to love criticism because it shows you what your clients like and what they don't like, and keeps you up to a standard. But on the other hand, you can't take that criticism personally. Got it? Do you see the balance? There's the confident person, but then there's the cocky person. The confident person does things out of skill and what they know and kindness and love. The cocky person is the person who doesn't really have that skill and is making stuff up as they go along, and you can see the difference. I hope I'm making sense to you. All I'm saying is, guys, it's okay to share your feelings. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be lonely. It's okay to be whatever it is you're feeling. Understand those feelings. You don't necessarily have to act them out. But a good thing is to understand them, to look at them, and then do something about it. Thank you again for all the fantastic comments I've received on social media. That's it. I don't want more. I didn't do it as a mining thing to try and get some positive comments. I did it to try and show that there's a perception and then there's actual reality, and we swim somewhere in the middle. Okay? Thanks a lot, everybody. And hey, get to work.